Hey folks, welcome back to the Portable Gamer. Welcome back to Farming Simulator 19 and welcome to Greenwich Valley. Did my voice just go out during the intro? Wow. I need to see a doctor about that. Hey, what's going on? This is Greenwich Valley. Man, I don't even know where to start. It's an unbelievable map. It's really, really good. I've heard good things about it. This is the first I've seen. Well, yesterday evening was the first that I've seen it. I spent a little time on it, and man, let's just get into it. I don't even know where to begin. We can start here. This is a mod tractor, mod contest tractor. It's a New Holland, and then it is, I don't want to say rebranded, but it's also got the Fiat and the Ford options. All right, check it out. Very nice. Very nice. So let's hop in here and let's do a little bit of exploring and see what Greenwich Valley has to offer us. So I can tell you that it's big. It's definitely a full card. And it's a UK style map, so a lot of grass. But let's just get out here and prowl around a little bit and see what we can see. And, no, we don't need to do that. I was going to throw up an FPS counter, but we're mid 40s to mid 50s, and as always for mod contest mods, I have everything disabled and well, not even installed. I have a separate mod folder running right now, and the only thing in it is mod contest mods, and right now all we're running is this map and this tractor. Those are the only two things we have loaded outside of base game. So hopefully we don't have anything interfering with this or causing any kinds of problems that could give us a less than accurate impression of this map. Something else I can tell you about this tractor. Wow, there you go. There's your view. Welcome to it. There's your view, and check this out. We'll go ahead and throw it up. Yeah, no problem. No problem. Something I can tell you about this tractor, sort of off topic, is it has the slowest steering. It's very, maybe accurate, you know, because it really does take a long time for the steering to come back to center, but it's a little tricky when you're trying to throw it around like a two-door Honda. So right, I've heard amazing things about this map, and it does not disappoint. It is what I would call a fairly typical UK style map. I haven't seen, I mean, you saw coming out of the store there, that was pretty tight. That was pretty tight, but I have not seen a lot of really, really tight lanes yet. But they're there. I'm sure they are. Now, this is Valley Green. And where do we want to go from here? Let's go, can we even get there? Let's head over to this traffic circle to the east and see what's going on over there. People walking, traffic in town. Very immersive. Very immersive so far. People walking quickly. Miss. All right. So we want to go here. Carefully. We want to go here, and this takes us back this way. Okay, so there's a fuel stop. There's a little chicken restaurant, as you do. Is there anything down that way for us to look at? Not really. Okay, so let's go up this way and head north. Nothing but impressed so far, and I don't know if something is different in the 1.3 patch or now the 1.4 patch, or as of this morning the 1.4.1 patch. But I know on day one this game was running so hot and so slow. It seemed to me to be a really poorly optimized game. And it seems like Giants has done some things, and it seems like the map makers have figured some things out as well, because these maps seem to be running so much faster, and my machine is running so much cooler than it was on day one. So I really feel like they've done some optimizing, and then, as I said, the map makers have figured out some tricks to just wring every possible frame out of these maps. Wow. There's some nice depth of field. I have to say, it's the cutoff is a little harsh, but it's a lovely effect, and it really does add a great sense of distance and perspective to the map. Digging that. Stuck behind a cement truck, as you have. So I did a German map review the other day, and I say this all the time that one of the primary differences that I can see between UK maps and German maps, UK style maps and German style maps, is German maps tend to be more idealized and UK maps tend to be more realistic. And even looking at things like the road textures, and periodically on the road you'll see a little patch that they've thrown in. There's one right there on the right. Those little imperfections to me really make a map come alive. Detail, clutter, and it seems to be just a difference in almost philosophy of map makers, that German maps do tend to be very almost perfect, whereas UK maps tend to be a lot more gritty and realistic. And I have to say, I prefer the latter. I like that grit. I like that realism. And I'm really seeing a ton of it on this map. Really, really nice. I can also tell you, and I learned this last night as well, this is a big map, and there's a lot of driving. However, I'm okay with it. And sometimes I'm not, I have to say, but I'm okay with it on this map, and I'll tell you why. Let me get through this turn here and just make sure we know where we're turning. Right, we're going to go to the left, and then let's pull in here and see what we can see. Oh, another little village. Okay. There we are. Wow, tiny lot. Now, what is in here? Is this just a sell point, or is this a buy point? Supplier. I don't see a grate. I don't see any place to drop things, so I imagine this is fertilizer, possibly seed, possibly lime. But it looks like we will only buy here. We won't sell. I joke about that this is a farming simulator. It's not a driving simulator. Let's be careful here. Oh, that's a nice little detail. Okay. So we're going to go around where they're working there. Okay. Cars parked on the street. You can see the steering on this thing is really, like I said, slow to come back on center. So I'm sort of chasing it. You can see me kind of wobbling, and that is unique to this tractor. It's not bad, and I suspect that with a wheel, if you were on a wheel, it would be fantastic. Down off the curbing. There you go. So I know I joke about, this is a farm simulator, not a driving simulator. But I have to say, some maps are so small and so compact that there's really no driving at all, or any driving that there is so brief, that it may only be literally 15 or 20 seconds. Can we wait and see if these lights cycle? Yeah, let's just sit here for a second and see if they do. Or if we can... No. Nothing happening manually. I see her crossing against the light. I suspect that these could be static, which is not a big deal. Not a big deal. Right. Through there. So you see what I'm getting at. There are maps that they have virtually no driving at all. And in a way, that's sort of not realistic. And I guess it makes things like selling crops or picking up equipment, it makes it almost like a non-event. And then I've also played some 4X German maps that are so big that the driving becomes really tedious and kind of... Oh, there you go. There you go. Wow. Very nice. This map seems to be, to me, right in the middle, where there is plenty of driving. And I feel like it's got that balance. It's got that quality that I'm always after in a map, which is just really good balance. And the amount of driving seems like it's enough to give you a feeling that you're actually doing something when you take a crop to market or when you pick up a piece of equipment. But not so over the top that you get kind of bored with it, sick of it. And something about narrow maps, even when you're running course play or auto drive, I guess, is it can be tricky to set courses up in a way that they actually work and function, so that you can have things like tractors taking crop to market, in a kind of a macro or an automated context. You know what I mean? It can be tricky. So if you have to do it yourself, or if I have to do it myself, I would prefer to not hate it. And this seems like it's right in the middle, just enough driving to be awesome. And I continue to be sort of amazed by this frame rate because we've got so much detail, and everything is just working really, really well. Plus that far horizon, yep, nothing but good things to say about it so far. This is Whitney, another little village right down here. And so if we make a right, we'll get up into Whitney. Let's take a look around here and see what we see. All right. Fuel stop on the corner. Very nice. Oh, this is fantastic. Reminds me a little bit of the Old Stream Farm from 17. I see a couple things up here. Let's go take a look. Let's see what's up here. This is, from here I can already see kind of a sawmill look to it. Let's see what we got. Yeah, that looks like logs. That's the sawmill. And then what is this one over here? Whitney Grain, so I'm guessing this is a sell point. Let's see if we've got a grate back here. Moment. No brake to set. That's, oh, there it is. Okay. I was trying to open this door. I thought maybe it was inside, but it is out back. That's a pretty big tractor. The tractors are funny, at least for me they're funny, because they, even one that's not gigantic, you know, I always feel like anything less than like a quad track or a smart tracks or something is, you know, it's just tiny, and then you stand next to it and they're all pretty big, even the little ones. Right, so nothing out that way. Yeah, that's just the end of the world, so we'll go back this way carefully. We'll go back through Whitney, get my map back up. There we go. Sightlines are really good. You can get a sense of size and distance, but it's not really making that draw distance and the draw circle obvious. I find that to be kind of an immersion killer for me when you can see the draw circle really, really clearly. And when you break up the sightlines, as this map maker has done, I find it helps with that. Now, I can't imagine we'd come over here too often, but kudos for putting all this detail in anyway. I mean, we'd really have this little, it's not quite a cul-de-sac, but this little loop over here that we just drove through. We'd really never have any reason to drive there ever again. And yet the map maker has taken some time and put some effort into sort of finishing that area off. I love it. Fields look, pretty big. I have to say, this tractor is 190 horsepower. And now if we decide to play this map, if we decide to continue this map, when I'm done with all the mod contest mods, what I'll do then is move the mod contest mods that I have back into my regular mod folder, and we can add any other mods that we were running in the past. So I'll probably bring in my two JCBs, the 4220 and the 8000. I really like both those tractors. I think they work well on UK style maps, and I think the 8000 would be fine on this map because we will need some more horsepower. Right, these are the fields that you start off owning, or at least, hang on, I'll show it to you. At least this is the part of the map where those fields are. Right, so let's sort of say that we own this farm. It would make sense, no? So, take a look down here. Yeah, those are pretty big. I'd say minimum 6 meter, probably more like 9 meters. So that's getting up into, for me, 200 to 250 horsepower. So I think those two JCB would be very appropriate. But we'll keep this forward either way, and just add those others in. Okay, so it looks like a little root crop storage there. We have lights inside. There we go. This may be seed and fertilizer here, maybe not. And we've got another one here. Outside lights, is that what this is? Certainly is. Take a look there. Beautiful. This is a very basic farm. I see, okay, and are these real pallets or are these static or decorative? Can't tell. I assume those are real, and we could go ahead and load those up. So, I always think of these sheds with the divider down the middle. I always think of these as root crop storage, but I guess they don't have to be. Something else. Sort of an open area back here. You might be able to get a small placeable in, although with this stuff back in the corner, any placeable that you put in here would sort of make that look trapped, not necessarily very realistic. Okay, got a little shop right there. And then we have some storage over there for vehicles. Fantastic. And there are no animals out here, are there? No. Yeah, just a very basic, very small farm. Whoa. Whoa. All right, not sure what happened there. Pilot error, most likely. Whenever anything goes wrong, it's safe to assume it's my fault. It's easier that way. Right. Back in here. Let's get turned around, and we'll continue heading south. I feel, I don't want to say conflicted. That's maybe too strong a word. But, I mean, maybe not. Maybe that's just the right word. I do feel sort of conflicted sometimes. I feel like there needs to be, at least for me personally, I feel like there needs to be plenty of variety in my sim gaming. And I know in race sims, I almost exclusively, well, when I'm in a GT car at all, I drive almost exclusively the AMG GT3. That's just my car. And part of that is I love that car in real life and in sim. And part of it is I also don't want to sort of lose the muscle memory of driving it. So across all sims, Assetto Corsa Competizione, iRacing, Project Cars, Race Room, I drive that car a lot. It's almost the only car that I drive as far as GT3. And in truck sim, I mean, my favorite truck on the ATS side is the Viper 389. My favorite truck on the ETS side is either the DAF or possibly the RJL Scania. And part of me, I mean, would be content to just drive those vehicles, right? But I feel sometimes like I need to mix it up a little bit, not just for the channel, but just generally, right? We have access to all of this stuff in this sim world that we play in, right? Let's use it. Let's use everything. And I guess the reason I get conflicted about that is because sometimes I don't want to. Sometimes what works for me is just what works for me. And I know there are some sim farmers and sim gamers that they play one map with one set of kit, and that's it. And that's it. And they really don't mix it up at all. And so as I'm looking at this UK style map, I'm thinking, yeah, we're coming off of Meadowgrove. I don't necessarily want to do another UK style map. And then I think, why not? Why not? If that's our thing, what's wrong with that being our thing? And if we use the same or similar JCB kit as what we used on Meadowgrove, so what? It's our world, as they say. So this looks like a buy point, a sell point. Let's take a look at the map. That's the spinnery. Okay, let me come. That's the spinnery, and then we're going to come around to the animal dealer. It looks like what used to be the greenhouse in FS15 and 17. Not the greenhouse where you grow things, but the greenhouse where you go to get supplies. Looks like we got one of those coming up around the corner. So yeah, I was considering doing a German map just to mix things up, but this map is good enough. We may end up doing UK maps back to back. Hey, why not? And we may end up using a kit that is almost identical to what we had on Meadowgrove. And again, why not? Let's pull in here to the left and get away from this lunatic. Maniacal lorry driver. Right. So, BGA. Those buildings look different. Have I seen those before? It's entirely possible that they're custom. Lovely. Big. And there's your typical Silo King hopper. Fill point would be over here somewhere. Yeah, I don't see a trigger. Unless you want to turn them on and take a look. Yeah, let's do it. So we go here, here, here. Tap, tap, tap. There it is. There's your fill point. No spigot or anything, but that's okay. We know where it is now. Looks like one pretty big pit. Okay, that works. A lot of wind turbines, big wind turbines on the horizon, and then these smaller sort of, well, I guess they're bigger than consumer, but obviously smaller than the giant industrial wind turbines that you see out on the horizon. But you see those sort of all over the place. I like it. Let's run across here quickly. Run. And this is, looks like animal dealer. Certainly is. Okay. Very nice. Stay on the sidewalk here. And it looks like this is they're calling this a mill. So, yep, sell point there. Okay. So the white purchase point icon across the highway, I assume that indicates a pickup point for digestate and not necessarily a place where we can buy things. Okay, no problem. Not a problem at all. Nothing but impressed by this map, and really I continue to be amazed that with this level of detail we are running as fast as we are. Turns out I'm wrong, because now I'm seeing, yep, I saw the white purchase icon and thought that was for digestate, but I'm guessing that could be lime. Could be. We shall see. Let's get turned around here with our very slow steering. I love it. And we want to go to the left. Is that correct? Let's see where we need to get to on the map. So if we go, let's do this. Let's head east, back to the traffic circle. We'll go back through Valley Green, and then we'll go across the center of the map. I see a couple things there I want to take a look at. Okay, here we go. So we're going to carefully pull out here. And then turn here. So there have been several UK maps released for the mod contest. I think a couple of them actually say they're fictitious and simply based on a part of the UK. And then I think others are based on real places. And this is, man, what an accomplishment. I am so grateful to map makers and mod makers. I really am. What a cool thing they do for us and for this game, you know, to put all this time and effort into making these things for us and just giving them away. I love it. I've wondered before what I would pay for a map like this, right? Like the John Deere Cotton DLC is about to be released for $5 US. And I think the Giants, once again, man, you really got your finger on the pulse of what your fan base wants, don't you, Giants? Because I know the thing that I've heard over and over again is people saying, golly, I just wish there was more equipment to harvest cotton. No, I've never heard that. I've never heard that. I don't know really anybody who farms cotton or sugarcane. And I really don't know why it's in the game. I guess for some variety, but it just seems like it's absolutely not a priority for anybody that I know that plays the sim. But so it goes, right? And that's priced at $5, and people will buy it. Thousands of people will buy it. And I think, what would I pay for this map? If I could only play this map by buying it, what would I pay for it? I think the most I would pay for it is $20. And that is, I have to say, only on principle. If I knew the map maker, interesting. If I knew the map maker, I don't know, $100? You know, if I don't want to say if I was helping a friend out, but if I just knew like everything that was involved and knew where the money was going, etc. Can we get in there up here? Maybe I'd pay $100 for this map. Pay $100 for dinner. It's over in a couple hours. What would you pay for a good map like this? But $20, yep, no problem. And sell point, fantastic. And then if, you know, for an amount, the steering is, I don't know how else to describe it. It's crazy slow coming back on center. It really sort of forces you to focus. And if this was something like the John Deere Cotton DLC at $5, then almost like a no-brainer, like a non-issue to pay $5 for this map. How map makers put hundreds or thousands of hours into these things and then just give them away, I don't get it. I appreciate it. I love them for doing it. But I don't know how or why they're able to do it. I don't think I could. And it's not a money thing, it's just a time thing. You know, the idea of putting all that time into something and then just giving it away. Now, to be fair, is this eggs? Ooh, tight. Now, to be fair, I put a ton of time into my channel and I have yet to make dime one. But that's a little different. It's a little different because that's not all at once, right? Sell your bales here. Beautiful. Let us, let's continue to the west, then we'll head north. We'll park up at the farm. So perhaps that's a good analogy, is I have put a ton of time into a YouTube channel that has not, and most likely will not ever make me a dime, and I've done that as a hobby and because I love it, but I didn't do it, I wasn't on a clock. You know, there was no deadline, there was no timeline. If I don't feel like making a video, I just don't make one. But to commit to finishing a map, you know, and know that you need to put in X hundred hours or X thousand hours to get the thing done in time for something like a mod contest, that's a big commitment to make for something that you're going to give away. And I just have so much respect and appreciation for the map makers and mod makers. They are awesome. Yeah, I mentioned that this reminded me of Old Stream earlier. You can see a little bit of West Coast in here. You can see a little bit of Oakfield in here. And that would make sense because those are both very traditional and very well-made UK style maps. But from another angle, I have to say this map, I don't know if I've ever seen anything quite like it. It's really unique in a very subtle way. It's not, there's nothing, you know, outlandish or really obvious about it. It's nevertheless very unique. It's got a feel to it. I think we're doing this one next. I do. It's a really good map. I was planning on doing a German map next, but I think next episode, next Tuesday, we are going to be Greenwich Valley. And I'll get a couple things sorted out with tractors. I don't know if I really have any more maps to talk about or review before then. So if we're all done with mod contest on Tuesday, then we'll have our regular mods from our regular mod folder in here, and we can get started with our more appropriate kit. Although we'll probably keep this tractor because it's a good one. I do like it. All right, I think we're done. Yeah, I think we're done. There you go. Folks, thanks for stopping back to check out the Portable Gamer. Thanks for joining us for another episode of Farming Simulator 19. This is Greenwich Valley. It's in the mod contest. We'll see you soon. Take care.